Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss one very important rule of math which is known by many people, but very few people know the reason behind it. And when the students start learning math, it's a very common mistake made by them. Then the teachers, the parents correct it, and many times they understand the rule, but they are still confused about the reason. It's a very simple thing. The idea is that when you write a number like 2.753, or you write 10.52, or you write 13.6. So we recommend that we must read the numbers as 2.753, not like this, 2.753. So reading 2.753 is wrong and reading 2.753 is right. Another example, you cannot read 10.52, but you can read 10.52. Here it does not matter because only one digit is there after decimal point. So 13.6 or 13.6, it does not matter, so no need to discuss. So the question is, why do we read 2.753 and we don't read 2.753 or 10.52? We read 10.52. Suppose we have 1.26, we cannot read 1.26. Can anyone guess here?
753 is a full number, whereas before that it is a decimal. So it's, after the decimal, which is it's not a whole number. So it's a part of a decimal system. So that's why I believe it can't be taken as a full number, which is
okay. Suppose I read 1.26. What is the disadvantage of this? What do you violate? Okay, imagine for a moment we change the system today. Okay, let's forget the region and let's change the system today. And we'll define that from today onwards we will read 1.26 or 10.52. My question is, if we start doing that, what is the harm? What is the disadvantage? Do we violate any rule of math?
Math states that the rightmost digit should begin from the units part, tens part, 100 parts, that part which is there. So when you are doing that, it goes to a decimal point. Let us say we begin from 50.52. So 2 is the units parts, 5 is the 100 parts. So if I go to the next part, it should have come as a 100 part, which is the 100,000 that way. But whereas you are reaching a decimal point, which shows that the numbering system itself you are changing it.
I have the answer of your question. You are saying that in 1.26, 2 is 1/10 of 1. 6 is 1/10 of 0.1. Yeah. So perhaps you are trying to say that every digit has a location, has a value of the location.
Yes.
But that is true for 13.6 also, and that is true for 1 and 3 also.
No, what I am saying is the numbering system is designed from 0 to 9. There are 0 to 9, 10 digits. So it's a decimal system. So decimal system begin with the rightmost part, units, tens, hundreds. So when you are numbering the whole number, after 1000 you call that some number as say 1,73,000 or say 10 lakh something which is there. So you are starting, when you are calling something, you are going from the leftmost to the rightmost which is there.
Okay, so let me define one more rule along with calling it as the whole number. Suppose I read 231.525. So automatically I mean that 5 is first digit after decimal, 2 is second digit after decimal, and the 5 is again third digit after decimal. So by saying 525, I automatically mean that. In that case, what do you call it, or what is the harm?
No, the thing is, when you say a point something which is there, actually it is a fractional part. If you do it in terms of a fraction, so...
Yeah, I understood. It's a fractional part.
Yeah.
But so, I'm saying I define a rule that when I say point something, so it should be considered fractional part.
Yes.
So if I read 1.26, yes. I also ask you to compile it as point, and then 26 has 2 and 6.
Yes.
So 2 out of 10 of a unit and 6 out of 10 of 1/10. So it will be meant, it will be understood, it will be considered like that. Then provided that I give that rule also in a hidden way, then what is the harm? Then what is the challenge? Which kind of contradiction or which kind of problems you might land into?
For example, if you say today we are taking 2 point something which is it. What if somebody starts with 0 point something which is it?
Yeah, then also I can write 0.125, 0.783.
Yeah, but you can't call that as 183. You will have to call 183. That is what I'm trying to say. Because it can't be a part of the 0 which is there. See, suppose if I am saying 1.73, that means 1, integer 1, 73 divided by 100 which is there.
Yeah.
So 100 into 1 is 100 times
Okay.
73.
I partially agree with you, but my question is still there. What is the major problem you land into? Okay. Do you have any opinion?
So we cannot round it off. अगर आप 26 ले रहे हो, that means it's a group number.
But after rounding off, I can say, suppose we have 1005.437. So after rounding it off, I can say 1005.44.
जब आप 437 बोलते हो, you cannot round off. You are bound to not round
One
it
more
off.
thing is that in this decimal system, you can add zeros to the extreme right of that decimal point and zeros to the left of that decimal point. The values will not change which is there.
Okay, thank you so much for your opinion and views. Now, I will pinpoint the problem which might arise if we don't follow the rule of saying the digit one by one. Okay, we can understand in this way. In math, when you write 26, 0026, 26. Okay. In math, if you read the first number as 26, this is right. If you read the second number as 26, this is right. If you read third number as 26, this is right. And if you read fourth number as 26, that is also right. And you will have to read this as 260. In this case, the first four numbers can be all read as 26. And you actually mean 26 by writing 0026 also. But this is not true for numbers after decimal. Suppose you write 23.82, 23.082, 23.0082, 23.00082, and so on. Suppose you try to read in the same way in this case also. You read 23.82, second one you write 23.82, third one 23.82, and the fourth one 23.82. Here it can be understood very clearly that you did not mean the same thing in 4 cases. In the first case, 82 is having higher value as compared to second case. I mean, the actual value of 82 in the first case is more than actual value of 82 in the second case, because 82 is appearing in second and third position after decimal point. In fourth number, in fact, 82 is appearing in fourth and fifth position. So by reading as a whole number, you don't convey your message, you don't convey your number properly. So if you read all these numbers as 23.82, then you are conveying the same number, although the 4 numbers are completely different. Imagine it was like this: 0.53, 0.053, 0.0053, and if you read like this, 0.53, 0.53, 0.53, you are conveying the same number 0.53 or 0.53, but actually the first number is 10 times of second number and first number is 100 times of third number. So if you read 0.53, then you are able to convey your number properly. If you read 0.053, then you are able to convey your number properly. But by reading 0.53, you are giving a wrong message, because 0.053 is entirely different from 0.53. So we read digit by digit. Otherwise, you are not able to convey your number. The overall concept is that 0 has no significant value or no importance when 0 appears before non-zero numbers and before decimal point. But if 0 appears after decimal point and before non-zero numbers, it plays a very important role. I repeat, a 0 between a decimal point and non-zero numbers has a very important role, but a 0 before non-zero numbers and before decimal point has no importance. Due to this reason, we read numbers digit by digit after a decimal point. I hope now the region is very clear. Do you have any questions? Okay. Thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you.